Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all so much for stopping by the live stream again. I really appreciate it. I had to go to the grocery store. That's why I changed it to 10:30. Then I had a friend message me. I didn't know if our WhatsApp call was going to be finished, and so I put it back to 9:45. But I'm glad to be here. Shout out to the Chevy Impala. Welcome to the fourth quarter. Thank you so much for your support. Cafe Shakti. Welcome to the fourth quarter. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. What's going on, Beach of Life? I see where you're traveling, man. I saw where you and Blizzard Abroad hooked up, man. I'll keep that your secret if you want to share your location. But that's what it's all about. He showed me the 8,000 mile club patch you gave him, man. I mean, that's big deal, man. I know Jacob Tanjay's on here. Oh, okay, yeah, he's giving his location. Checking in from Tokyo. You're not even gonna believe this, man. But before I saw that post with you and Blizz, I was telling Maryland because I saw his update. I said, I wonder how hard it would be for me to take you to Tokyo. You got to give us a 411 on that, Mike. But I know Jacob Tanjay is going to be on here. All my fourth quarter members, what's up? Jeff Retarded, he's back in town. Raymond, what's up, man? I got some information for you. That's Q. All my old heads, there's Doubtful Genius. Thank y'all, man. I mean that. What times it travels? He said, the baby in the niche store looks cool. It was sad how you tried to help and the family took advantage. Yeah, the universe is always watching, guys. I'm just telling you. What's up, Paragraphics, Gregory Keefe? I got to shout out my fourth quarter members, guys. The peso is 60.24 at the time right now. I don't know where it's going to go. We finally hit 60. I knew I was going to see it. What's up? I mean, it's really a big deal, but I'm going to tell you something, guys. That it's going to hit it. Let me say this before I continue to go. I'm hoping, man, that this war ends soon, guys. There's too many innocent people being affected. If it continues to go on, it'll hit 65 here. Gas prices is, man, just off the chain, man. If you even want to use that word, that's being light. I'm out here giving away free gasoline, man. Shout out to Jeff Retarded, man. Shout out to Barry V. I'll be out there again today, Jeffrey. I ain't done yet. We've given away 9,400 pesos. I'm gonna give out another 2,600. Be about 12,000, man. People are shocked. They can't believe it. We're showing up. Because now people are asking me, where are you going to be? Well, it's a surprise. But it's crazy out here, man. And don't you know a woman messaged the Sunshine Show's messenger and asked me for 100,000 pesos, guys? It broke my heart, man. It really did because, I don't have it like that, guys. I hope that isn't a sign of things to come because if it is, we're in big trouble. Hey, man, what's this? The one who got away. He said, I've been telling all my guys, I ain't seen about your channel. I trust you're growing and flourishing, bro. Blessings to you, man. Hey, thank you, man. Same back to you. Any new viewers and subscribers joining us, welcome. What's up? Sam McCall. He said it was not hard taking Nelly to Japan, just a lot of paperwork and requirements. Yeah, but that's on down the road. We're going to go back to Vietnam, then probably Thailand, maybe even Cambodia before we hit Japan, because that's a nice little ride. Yeah, peso hit 60. We always had a topic, guys. Remember, this is your live stream. Okay, because we need the topic is sort of like to keep us on the beam because we're going to get off the beam. But today is why are men so easy to control over here in Southeast Asia. I should have put that. We're going to talk about some stuff. I want to talk about the video that I did yesterday. Like, shut up, bitch. Part 1 and 2. Part 1 went to my members only. But then when the more I thought about it, I said, okay, I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback. Let me make some things clear. So I made part 2. Yeah, it said 9:30. I explained to people. I was at the grocery store, and I knew I wasn't going to get back at 9:30. Then I had a WhatsApp call with a good friend down in Orlando, Florida. And when we got done earlier than I expected, I went on and put it at 9:45. But you know, I was saying, stop taking advice from these women over here. And of course, you know, if you look in the comments, you get pushback because people never really listen to learn. They listen to push back. Some guy says nobody has a monopoly on knowledge. Well, we're not talking about knowledge. Obviously, when you come to a strange land, you're going to need help. You don't know the language. You don't know which way to turn. There's certain things that only she can tell you about her country, but we're talking about advice, guys. Here's the definition we're going to go on that I went on yesterday. A recommendation, suggestion, or opinion offered to guide someone's thoughts, decisions, or actions about what they should do. Anytime, if you don't hear nothing else I say today, I want you to hear this. Anytime that a woman over here asks you for money, she's offering financial advice. She's telling you what to do with her money. As a 62-year-old retiree with 5 streams of income, I will not be taking any financial advice, nor will I be seeking any financial advice from an unemployed, broke, single mother that I met on the dating site. Does she have anything to offer? Absolutely she does. I'm not saying all her information is bad. I'm not saying it's worthless. I'm saying to you, it's impractical. We have nothing in common. The context is totally different. Where's this information deriving from that she's giving you? She has no experience. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. It's a recipe for success. And I mean for disaster. And this is what we're doing. We're trying to prevent all of that. We're trying to flip the script, guys. Okay, if you're going to say, and if you can agree with me on this, that men and women are equal, then stop treating these women like they're superior. I mean, it's really crazy work when you think about this, guys. Look, I wrote it down. You know good and well, you're not seeking any kind of counsel or advice from young women over in your country, young enough to be your grandkids. Okay? You don't even ask her, how do you know? How do you know this stuff? What's the history? What's the background? None of it, guys. We just run with it. We're letting these young women control us, man. And I'm asking the question. Why are men so easy to control over here? Wait. Honey, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Cut that off. Not right now. Wait till I'm over. No, good and well, you don't start no karaoke while I'm on my live stream. But people, God, what's up, Roger? Oh, they pushing back, man. What's age got to do with it? Well, if you retired and you want to take financial advice from a 20-year-old unemployed woman that you met on the dating site, hey, be my guest. That's on you. Okay? But if I said, hey, it's unwise to take advice from someone with little or nothing in common with you, I wouldn't have a problem. But if I say these women over here, man, it's laughable, guys. The advice they're giving you. Okay? They're suggesting what bank to go to open up an account, and you don't have an account there. Okay? They're telling you about foreigner and Filipino relationships when they've never been in one. That's the only one they've been in. Hey, what's up, Jacob? He said, that's a great vlog. Folks should listen, and he's your counsel. Everybody's got an opinion. That's just mine. You know, I'm just going to say what a lot of men are thinking. I'm just going to say it out loud. Stop taking advice from these women over here, or stop relying so heavily on the advice they're giving you. Pull from all those years of experience that you got, man. Okay, that got you to where you are today to begin with. One thing about the Philippines is this. Filipinos wear their heart on their sleeve. You're going to know right away how they feel about you. So it's not rocket science to come over here, you know, boots on the ground, and get it from the mud, because you're welcome, man. That's the biggest key right there. I'm going to tell you something. The big difference that I saw between the Philippines and Vietnam, and Thailand, I'm talking about the very first time I got here, Vietnam or Thailand, is because it was so impersonal in Vietnam and Thailand. I couldn't read the people. They didn't let me know whether they like me or hate me. But here, the minute you get off the plane, man, you will know. So it's not like you need a PhD to make it over here. Use the same common sense, man, that you've been using your whole life. He said, Cal, you don't think it could be dangerous when they think you got extra money? Well, they can think whatever they want. It's not my business. It's none of my business, Ron, but I've been doing this for a long time. People over here are not stupid. They know the people who got money, Ron. A whole lot more than me. Do you realize those rich people? One of the richest people probably on Negro's Island lives not far from me. They know what money looks like. They know that I'm getting it, you know, for my channel, because I told them. I got a budget, you know, but I'm not looking for trouble. What's up, Kamar? But we're taking, let me tell you how crazy it is. I'm going to tell you something, guys. It's crazy. It's gotten so crazy over here that I want to shake some of you guys. You're 73 years old and you're taking life advice from a 25-year-old woman. What's going on, man? Y'all crazy. Okay, now when I got back, okay, I already did the Shut Up Bish part 1. And I'm at the gym and I'm like, well, I better, you know, go deeper to let people know what I'm really talking about. So I get back from the gym. That's why y'all saw me all sweaty and stuff. And I did that. So I come in here, I take my shower, I'm laying down, I cut on the TV, and Living Abroad is on, and he's got a video, She Made Me Homeless. And it's a guy on there, Rafi Tufo, he's reacting to a Rafi Tufo. And the man, the foreigner, the Filipino, done cheated him out of 17 million pesos. Wait, guys. Guess why? He's following her damn financial advice. They had bought some type of land and some type of business and everything. She's convinced him that it's a great idea. Anytime they try to get you to buy a car, open a business, give them money, buy this, buy that, that's financial advice. Do not take financial advice from broke people. Because I say, well, where's your car? Where's your house? Where's your business? Your advice means nothing to me. It's almost like those jail lawyers. You're like, fool, you got all the answers. You sitting right in here next to me in the cell. You can't get yourself out of jail. But you trying to tell me how to get out of jail. But people are always going to misinterpret what you say, because the cold, hard truth, man, it just hits different, man. We're not used to it. We're so soft. We want people to lie. You guys are taking advice from the worst people that you could possibly take advice from. Now, I said it. Okay. Business ideas or financial advice. Okay. I need Marilyn to be my eyes and ears over here. I don't need her to be my advisor on anything. Because once I start letting her advise me, that's the blind leading the blind. She has no experience in what she's trying to advise me on. I'm new over here. It's the blind leading the blind. Guys, does that make some sense? I mean, really. He said, men never take financial advice from a woman. Girl math don't add up. Oh, man. It's just, okay. Remember, it probably went over your head then when I was talking about blind spots. There's certain things that a woman can't talk to you about as a man. It's stuff that she never thinks about. She's never had to think about the stuff that you go through on a daily basis. So how's she going to tell you about the pitfalls and the red flags, what to look for, give you a recommendation just in case something like that comes up? But you guys, y'all sitting on the edge of your seat, eating all this stuff up. I'm talking about from the top down. These women, even though they don't have bad intentions, this shit is harmful to you because they're coming from a whole different culture. They're half your age and even more than that. The financial situation, country, everything is different. And she's trying to give you that advice. She's never even done what she's giving you advice to do. Tell me, any of these Filipino vloggers or your girlfriend, how the hell you going to give me advice on cost of living over here? Or even where to live over here? It's impossible. It's impractical. It's useless. Guess it's unworkable. But y'all get upset simply because I said these women. Good and damn well you ain't taking advice from somebody with little or nothing in common with you. That you are strangers for that matter. Man, y'all guys done lost y'all mind, man. Okay, yeah. He said the West has these dudes trained for these women. But I would say you're right, but I would say in the best way, except we're doing it backward. We're not seeking advice and counsel from 20-year-old girls over there for nothing at all. You can't tell me nothing. I did all the work to clean my credit up and to get a mortgage loan. You can't tell me nothing about buying a house, lady. You're in the squatters area, you're in the province. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not putting anybody down. I'm saying be careful who you take advice from. And we're putting these women on pedestals. We're saying to them, you're superior to me. You know more than I know. Bullshit, man. Y'all need to start drawing on some of that expertise that you got. You was the damn police chief in America. And then you come over here and be a doormat. Make that make sense to me. Make that make sense to me. It'll never make sense, guys. Okay? I can take advice from a woman. If Elat Makata, what's up, Elat, was to give me some life advice, I would take it. Because we got a lot in common. She's got a lot of life experience. Probably similar to mine. Okay? But from somebody from a whole different culture, country, a generation, and all that, man, you guys are crazy, man. So I'm trying to wake you up. You don't have to take, this is advice I'm giving you. This is 100% cold, hard advice. Stop taking advice from these women over here. Even the woman you're laying next to. A helper and an advisor are two different things. Yeah, I need her help. And just about everything, but not no advice. Don't be giving me no advice. I was a grown man before you were born. I'm already out there getting it out of the mud before you was even a twinkle in your daddy's eye. Now all of a sudden, you're the expert on everything. Here's what you hit them with, guys, when they start that stuff. How do you know? That shuts them up. How do you know? All this stuff, all this information you giving me. You're 22, girl. Go sit down somewhere. You're just now coming on your period. And you're going to try to be a life coach to me. Tell me what I should do. Okay, to meet a woman over here. Well, you ain't never met a woman over here. Your motives is different. We don't even want the same thing. But when somebody who has a lot in common with you, who's walking down the path you're trying to walk down, you don't want to listen to them because y'all play this old personality politics. Oh, you don't like him or them. Her motives is different. She wants money. Okay? She wants you to reshuffle that deck and deal her a new hand and all that. She likes dicks. You don't like dicks, I guess. She wants to rub balls. You can't give me no advice. You don't even want the same thing. Your priorities are different than mine. I need to wake y'all up, man. I'm sorry. That's why people don't like me, because it's this old time common sense. This man, he's another victim. Every victim over here where he's been scammed, right? It comes from them taking financial advice from broke women, unemployed women. 100% of them. 100% of them. This guy, go look on, it's either Living Abroad or Asia Now. The thumbnail says, she made me homeless. The guy sold everything in Canada. Okay. He came over here with like 350,000 US dollars. She cheated him out of all of it. Now he's on Robbie 2 for crying, trying to get his money back. Like, are you stupid? And she was a yummy 3 on her best day. No, we're not saying women are dumb. We're saying Michael Parker, because let's have a conversation instead of you guys coming over here trying to push back. We're not saying women are dumb. We didn't say that they don't have knowledge that you can use, but knowledge and information and advice are two different things. Let me read to you again, Michael Parker, because you're a hater, but I can deal with you. You one of them undercover haters who, you know that we're having the right conversation. You know I'm steering these guys in the right way, but you want to come on here. Oh, so women are dumb. Who said women are dumb? If you want to take financial advice from a woman who doesn't have a job, who's broke, who can't rub 2 pesos together, that you met on a dating site, go ahead, brother. Because I'm going to argue with you. I'm trying to help guys on here. So go ahead. Okay, it was information. That's what. The final decision was mine. He said, Cal, what role, if any, did your woman have in the purchase of your lot and building the house? She did not give me advice. She did not say buy that. I sat down with him at Malwani and ironed that out. It's in her name. She helped me. Merlin is my eyes and ears over here, but she's not my advisor. Okay? Without her, I'd be lost, but I'm not taking any advice. I'm not taking any advice from her, but she's my eyes and ears over here. I knew this question was going to come up. I was waiting on it. I said on the video, take the information she gives you, because their information isn't bad. I didn't say it wasn't. I didn't say it was bad. I didn't say it was worthless. I'm saying it's impractical. Use it as a cross-reference. You got another perspective over here. But damn it, you were making all decisions at home. You make them here. It fell on me. I had the money. She wasn't on my back. Hey, buy that and do this and do that. Hey, Roger, yeah, 60. It was 60.24. I knew that question was coming. I knew it was coming. Hey, what's up, 53? Yeah, Blizz, man, he got me wanting to go to Japan, but I'm gonna wait till the summer, man. I just don't like the cold weather. What's up, Roderick? He say, how you, Cal? Men, uh, we all know that most women are very good at finding ways to spend money, not making and saving it. How many women do we know who have acquired a fortune on their own? All over here. I mean, you got guys like Michael Parker. They'll come on here because they want their 5 minutes of fame. He's not helping nobody. He's not putting any kind of good information out here. And he wants to push back because I tell you, look, guys, you done retired. This is your retirement. Okay? Don't let her fuck it up. If you want to let her enjoy your retirement with you, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't ever forget this is your retirement. Y'all over here got women running your lives, man. They can't run their own life. Crazy, man. No, she wasn't even 22. She was older than that. He said, I seen that video. 17 million wasted over a 22-year-old girl's advice. But she might as well be in. Okay, all your life experience you got over there, you better draw off of it when you come overseas. Don't leave it at home thinking you can listen to guys like me and certainly women like her and different ones, and that's all you need. There was a lady on that came across my feed from, she's back in America now, obviously, trying to move overseas based only on somebody's advice. Lady, why don't you pull off of all that 40-something years of life experience you got? All the strengths that put you in a position to be able to move overseas in the beginning, use that. We come over here and just throw it all out the window. Who's the police chief over there? Come over here and they're going to start taking advice from a woman that's never even graduated high school a lot of times. But you can't tell guys nothing, man. I'm just suggesting the stuff to you. He said, bro, you're fighting an uphill battle. That Sweet Pea is undefeated. We're going to bow to their suggestions 9 out of 10 times. You're 100% right, but we have to talk about it. We have to say, you got to think to yourself, man, we're coming over here with a royal flush, guys. Okay, they tell me, what are you bringing to the table? We're bringing the table. All that we have to offer these women over here. There's no way you should be failing at the rate we're failing. All the life experience, all the knowledge and expertise you have as a 62-year-old man or 73, 58. There's no way you should be losing. So I said, what is it? What's going on? We're taking advice from the wrong people, man. We're taking advice from the wrong people, guys. And y'all just going to keep on doing it. Just like Juice said, there ain't nothing that I can say, but I'm trying to help guys to hold on to their retirement because all he's got left, guys, listen to this. You have to go on Robbie Tufo and watch these stories. You'll learn from them. Imagine how sick you would be if you lost everything. He lost everything. He sold his house in Canada. So if he goes back to Canada, all he's got is his pension. He lost it all to some chicken-haired woman over here that's lying on Robbie Tufo. I couldn't even watch it. I couldn't watch it anymore. You know you lying, lady. You know you lying. Okay, you know good and damn well that man cannot own 40% of a business over here on a tourist visa. But we're following their business advice. We're following their financial advice. Any advice they give you, dating advice, relationship advice, you're following it like a damn fool. And then when I say what a lot of men are thinking, when I say it out loud, you want to push back. Oh, you're sexist, Cal. Misogynistic. No, I'm not. That's just the cold, hard facts of why men are going broke over here. Okay? He said, you know you were correct, so what's the point? You cannot tell a grown man what to do. We're just having a conversation, sir. That's all. Nobody else is having it. You think I really like to sit around and watch men who become my friends lose their whole life savings and everything? This is people like you, see, who say that. We're just having a conversation. There's no, if you're from America or one of those non-visa countries, you don't need a visa. You get 30 days of, upon entry. But then after that, you have to apply for, they got the long-term visa over here. The long-term tourist visa over here. Up to 3 years you can stay. Well, this is what we're saying. They're controlling us. Okay, but Joseph, he said he thinks it's okay. I'm not going to lose any sleep on it. But I like to have a conversation with grown men, Joseph. Maybe somebody is going to hear something today that makes them want to say, hey, why am I putting all my money in our hands? I mean, we're putting money, all our money that you done worked all those years for. She ain't worked one day for it. Probably never had a job. You're giving her all that money and say, okay, work a miracle with it, because that's what you're doing. Okay, then Joseph, when everything's gone, what's the point? The point is to help men hold on to their retirement that you worked all them damn years for, Joseph. Okay? Only to squander it on a yummy 3 on her best day. He said, why didn't I get a notification you alive? I hit the notification bell, and I'm a member of YouTube is lacking. But this is not a member. YouTube is on its own, right? YouTube has a game of its own. He says, I don't care if she's employed. If she doesn't make the same or more cheese than me, I hear no advice and take no advice. But what's so diabolical about it is this, W Secrets of Success. This goes out to people like Joseph and Michael Parker and them, right? We're seeking their advice. We're actually coming over here. Y'all saw the guy John that Old Dog New Tricks helped. He's coming over here asking the woman, what kind of business can he start? Okay? All these piggeries and all this stuff that they telling you, wholesale rice, a farm, a coconut farm, and all that, guys, is bad advice. It's terrible advice. It's a recipe for disaster. Okay? Now, she was a little bit older than that. But the point is really clear. Okay? The point is really clear, Raymond. You were a responsible individual in your country. Don't think because you come to the Philippines, it's really that difficult. It's easier here than it is in other places. Because Filipinos are hospitable. They really are. They're going to let you know how they feel about you right away. They can put you at ease. You say, okay, at least I'm welcome. That's a great place to start. But then don't throw all that away and hand the money to the woman. You're not taking any advice from some young, dumb woman in your country. You're not going to do it. He said they get that pie and lose their minds. They forget how long it took to get that pension and lose all that money fast. I would be sick, man. They're better than me, 53 Shades. I don't know what I would do if I lost it all. Okay? You got to have a plan. That's another thing. Y'all coming over here, you don't have a plan. You flying on the seat of your pants. I put that poll up there. What should be your priority when you first move abroad? We know the right answer. You guys are selling the right answer. 56% of the people said accommodation, place to live. But you're lying. Your number one priority is a woman. Like, why? She's meeting you at the airport. You don't have a place to stay yet. You're meeting her before you even get over here. She's already influencing your thinking already. Hey, what's up? I'm doing great, man. We've been giving away free gasoline, man. Now, I don't know. I may have opened up a Pandora's box. But you do what you can do. I put a challenge out there to the top 100 vloggers out there who are earning their money on the backs of the Filipino people, their country, their culture, and everything. Okay? Donate 10,000 pesos worth of gasoline wherever you are to your Filipino subscribers or citizens. Okay? Because if you're going to help somebody, there's no better time to help them than now. That's all I'm saying. What's up, Shell? No, you never late. And here's a guy, man, with many years of experience over here. If you don't, because we're playing this personality politics. Maybe they'll listen to you, 53 Shades Darker. Okay? He said, people, please listen. These guys are losing their money listening to these young girls. I live here and I see it all the time. They get mesmerized by them throwing that pee on them. You're 100% correct, okay? But here's another. Let me put this out there. We got to stop using that as an excuse. How can a woman give you some advice over here when you were married? You were in a real marriage, a whole marriage for 25 years. And all of a sudden, she's going to give you relationship advice over here? They making shit up, man. You crazy. I was married to my American wife for 18 years. Lady, you're only 23. Okay, I was married for as long as you've been alive. Now all of a sudden, you got all this information for me? But we got to quit using this. All the P is really, if you're that weak, because the question is, why are men so easy to control in Southeast Asia? If you're that weak, you shouldn't be traveling overseas. You're a disaster waiting to happen. Okay, you're a walking catastrophe. That's what you are. It's only a matter of time. Okay? You know. Well, they people think they know that, right? You know, they know that, but somehow she convinced him. Okay? Somehow she convinced him, Raymond, to hand over everything he's got. What kind of business plan did this woman have? None. None at all. None at all. But he said it. I fell in love with her. There ain't no reason for you to lose your mind and turn over your life savings. Guys. We need to start talking about this. You know good and well you ain't taking no life advice from your granddaughter at home. Imagine your granddaughter comes in there and try to tell you, here, grandpa, here's what you need to do, you know, with your retirement and your life savings going forward. You would think she was crazy. Yeah, piggery, sorry store, laundry, whatever they trying to tell you to do, guys, that's financial advice. Don't do it. Okay, don't do it. Now, if you over here and you see a foreigner who has a successful business, then you talk to him. Get advice from him because the context is the same. I'm pretty sure he was hesitant. He probably was scared shitless about investing his money overseas. But somehow he was able to do it. That's the person you want to get the advice from. Not some 22-year-old broke single mother on Filipino Salamat website. He said, Cal, thank you. Yes, sir. No lies told here. Stay alert. Stay focused. Don't do it like that. Learn. Take time and see exactly what it is. Love the truth. That is it. Yeah. But the cold hard truth, it just hits different today. What's up, Angelo? I didn't pass you up. You know, I just don't understand it. I don't understand why you're seeking financial advice. You're taking. That's all I really have to say is as far as stop taking advice from these women. Doesn't that make sense to anybody but me? I done worked 40 years on my job, and I'm going to come over here and take life lessons from a woman who's never had a job before, who's unemployed. I've been married 30 years over there. Now all of a sudden you got relationship advice for me, lady. Sit down somewhere. Okay, let's go and travel all around and enjoy my retirement together, because at the end of the day, it's my retirement. Okay, be thankful and grateful. Okay, that I'm allowing you to enjoy my retirement with me. With all that advice, we don't need it. That's why I said, I called the video, shut up, bitch. Okay, and enjoy the ride. I don't need your advice. People ain't got no damn plan, the one who got away. We think that these women over here got special powers. I'm not putting them down. I'm saying, look, guys, from a man's perspective, they don't have any special powers, and if they did, they use them on themselves to get out of the funky situation a lot of them find themselves in. They're not going to do anything to help you. You want her to be your eyes and ears. That's it. That's all I need you for, ma'am. Thank you. Otherwise it's the blind leading the blind. Man sitting up there done lost his whole life savings. How many more stories you got to hear like that before you guys start to listen up, man? Because it's not happening to you yet. Okay? He says, I traveled 3 months around Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, and had a wonderful time because I listened to Cal and Enjoy Asia without looking for a woman. And not only did you listen to me, you used all of that common sense that you accrued over your life, Roger. You're no dummy. You're not going to lose your mind because some woman takes off her clothes. How many times does women take off their clothes in front of you? Why is it different over here? We got to quit using that excuse, man, because you're the same guy who goes to work every day, pays his bills on time, able to manage his life in a society that's a whole lot more stressful than this one is. You're talking about a real rat race in America. When you come over here, you've left the rat race. Okay? The minute you get off the plane, you're winning. But what do? We forfeit. We forfeit the damn game. You already winning. When you get out of that matrix over there and you make it over here or someplace, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia, your money's fat. Look, the dollar's what, 60.24 over here now. You got your pension coming in. You got your savings. You on the white horse, man. You get ready to ride off into the sunset. You let the woman kill the horse and make mincemeat out of it. You would think that everybody had this pause. It would give somebody pause. That's all my videos are to do. I have to agree with Joseph. You can't tell grown men what to do, but I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just having a conversation. He said, man, I can't see following anyone's advice to the point of being broke. But something happens. Remember, temporary insanity, but one thing these videos are good for, when you're listening to men need to listen to men in certain circumstances because women are listening to women. That's how they know your situation when you get over here. That's how they know. They've already got a game plan. Okay? but we don't have a plan. So what these videos can do is give you some idea of what's over here. They say, okay, yeah, I heard that. I heard where they're going to meet me at the airport and, immediately start calling me honey. And, the minute she starts asking you for money for anything, that's financial advice. She's telling you how to spend your money. There's a walking catastrophe, guys. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. How many more stories do you have to see? You would think that we've seen enough. I said that in 2025. I said, man, it's 2025. These stories need to stop. They need to end. But they just keep piling up. Somebody else, all you got to do if you want to live good in Southeast Asia as a Westerner is don't seek advice, financial advice, and don't take advice, financial advice, from a broke woman. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay, but that's how they treat us. He says selling everything you own and moving overseas to just end up losing it all behind a woman is just crazy to me. Let that sink in, guys, because we're just looking at it as entertainment. I get that, guys. Okay, I get it. But at some point, you gotta let that sink all the way in deep into your bones, man, into your subconscious mind. And say, you have to make a resolute promise to yourself. It's not going to happen to me, and then stand on that. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in your country, so it certainly ain't going to make sense over here. Like, come on, man. You worked all those years. I would be sick, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I could deal with that, man. I wouldn't be on Rafi too, folks. Bitch, you going to give me my money. You're going to sell every goddamn thing I bought, and you're going to give me my money. At least give me half of it back. You ain't going to leave me out here like that. And then getting on Rafi too for crying, and then she'll stop crying, stop crying. You lying. Lady, you going to get my money, or the two-man tandem is coming after you. I promise you that. Hey, what's up, Cisco? Man, I get up in the morning, I see Cisco International is live. And then I turn it on and you got that little thing going like this. Nobody's on there. But see, he's better than me. You gonna get my money. What's that song by Rihanna? Bitch better have my money. Yeah, you guys are going out too soft, man. I'm going out with a bang, okay? If you're gonna deport me, I'm gonna have her damn head in my carry-on. Cause you're gonna give me my money. I didn't work 40 years to come over here and and give it to you to fuck around. Then you on there lying on Rafi 2-4. Bullshit. I mean, you can come over here, have a good relationship, get married, have a family and all that without being a damn fool. These women got a lot of good information and a lot of knowledge that you're going to need. But at the end of the day, you make the final decision. It says right here, what is advice? A recommendation, suggestion, or opinion offered to guide someone's thoughts, decisions, or actions about what they should do. Give your own self advice. Y'all know what I'm saying, man. Damn blind spot. You got a woman over here. Now here she has no concept of working 40 years. Working for the man every night and day. I used to work a swing shift sometime when I worked for DuPont, when I worked for Boyd & Chemical. Man, that shit'll kill you. You think I'm going to do that for 30 years and let your broke ass take all my money and then going to be talking about we broke up and and I got to take you on Rafi 2-4? Bullshit. They have no concept of that. This is what I'm trying to tell you about the blind spots. They never have to think about stuff like that. So they never think about it. But you taking business advice from somebody that can't rub two pesos together. I told you I'm taking off the gloves with you guys, man. It's just too crazy. You're talking about informal advice you're taking. You're putting it all on the line for some chicken hair woman that you met on Filipino salami. That's crazy, man. You guys are crazy. And then when they make videos about you, you get mad. When they make videos about us, because they throw us all in the same basket. Them, Western women over there, modern women, and they talk about, see, you gotta be honest, man. They're telling the truth about a lot of men on those videos. And how we're getting turned upside down, losing our money, getting used and abused over here. Yes, it's crazy. We would never think to do that. Imagine my daughter. I love my daughters, man. But they ain't accomplished shit for real. Not to be giving me no advice about no money, about no life experiences. What's up, Q? Thanks for that super chat. He said, I almost left my woman because she wanted to give me advice on a business. Like, ML, if you're not going with my program, the bus stops now. Think about something, okay? Now, you don't have a business at all. You've never had a business. Now, all of a sudden, you got all these business plans. Where's this information deriving from? They got it from some other woman over here that done told them. Get him to open you up a sorry store. But they're going to tell me I need a car. I know when I need something. We're just having a conversation. He said, Cal, you breaking down the truth. We're just having a conversation, man. I like these conversations. I just want you to think for a minute. That's all I'm saying. Hey, what's up? But here's what's so diabolical about it. This is a question that I'm asking about why are men so easy to control over here. Why are we following the advice of these young women? It's not like they've accomplished anything. That's the first thing I wrote on here as it pertains to the topic today. Like, why are you following the woman? She hasn't accomplished anything. Can somebody answer that? Why are you following the advice of someone who hasn't accomplished a damn thing? Like, what in the world? It says, I broke this down. Why are we being controlled by such young women? They're young, man. Remember I told you the guy sent 100,000? He's 70 years old. The young girl's 19 years old. And he is seeking financial advice from her. So he says, hey, I'm going to send you this 100,000 pesos over there. Hold it for me until I get there. Like it's really going to work out. Okay? But it didn't, man. You would never do that at home. You wouldn't tolerate that. Okay? Okay, he sets a silent live while I sleep so I can get the watch hours up. I figured that, but, it has to be some engagement now. Okay? Probably just be better to come on there and get some real engagement, because YouTube might, YouTube uses a lot of AI now. They might try to identify that as AI. Hey, Lawrence, thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal, thanks for the information. Your advice has saved me from making similar mistakes. Thanks. Well, I appreciate it, man. But you guys are a lot smarter than me. I just try to remind you. I just try to shake you awake. Like, why are you following these young women? Why are you sitting on the edge of your seat eating all, soaking all that in, she hasn't accomplished anything. And you're going to give her your pension to play with? Hey, Blizzard, bro, thanks for that super chat. Salute, brother Cal and the Sunshine Shoulders family. Man, you got to come on here. We need to go on his channel and check out Japan, man. You said that's it. You said you done found your utopia. He said, wow, these are some wild stories. You would think they would, I would hope they were only stories, Rosarino, but they're not. This is real life, and people are losing their pensions, man. A guy, I tell y'all the story all the time because I want to let you know that what I'm talking about here is real. Well, he sold all his land over there, retired as a truck driver, sent 250,000 US dollars over here to a woman who's never had 250,000 pesos at one time to manage it until he got over here. And of course, it was a recipe for disaster. Now he's sleeping in a half-finished house. He might as well be sleeping outside. And then when he goes back and says, hey, well, let's sell this other piece of land you bought so we can finish the house, she said, no, I ain't selling nothing. Who's going to take care of me and my kids when you die? This is real talk, guys. She told him that. They're not married. Those aren't his kids. But this is what we're dealing with. So when I say out loud what a lot of men already know, they're following it. They're saying, I'll be damned. I didn't come over here to go broke. And neither did you. You came over here to live your best life. These are your golden years, silver years, golden years. You've escaped the matrix. Only to come over here and get ground up? Crazy, man. That's what makes it even crazier because it's easier here. You've escaped a burning fire over there. You escaped a burning house, rather. Listen to this, guys. If you don't think these men over here are crazy and what they go through over here, he escapes a burning house in America, comes over here and sets himself on fire. You can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit up. You can't do it. I ain't gonna lie. He said, this is life without limits worldwide. He said, desperation drives people to do unthinkable things. When you say it out loud, it's unbelievable. You think that couldn't be true. This is a wild story, like Rosarino said. These stories are wild. I love LaChon said, he's heard enough of the damn stories. He said, these stories sound so crazy to me. These guys are so loose with their money. I wonder how they were able to save any money in the first place. Something happens. See, you hit it on the nose. This is what I'm talking about. Use the same expertise that you use. If you can save money in America, imagine coming over here. It'd be like you playing on Sesame Street or something. After all you went through over there, you navigated the roughest seas over there. This is calm weather now. So when people brag about what they're doing over here, why are you bragging? This is like taking candy from a baby. You come to a country where you're welcome. They speak English. Nobody's going to bother you. The cost of living is lower. You don't have to work. You don't have to vote. You don't have to argue over politics. You don't have to pay taxes. It's easy street. But what do? We set ourselves on fire. That's a waste of gasoline, man. You guys is like, what in the world? What's up? Jeffrey said, keep doing what you do for your community, Cal. You become a hometown hero. This is just what I do, man. Guys, they want to duplicate it. They don't understand that I've been doing this a long time, man. Even before I got over here, I encourage them to do it, but you know, that's background, that's history, that's context. You know, when you show up at gas stations and you're paying free gasoline because of all the other stuff I've done. It's the same with these women. They trying to give you advice. They've never done anything. It's like, where's the background? Where's the history? Where's the experience? We have nothing in common. No shared experience at all. Oh, man. But then we want to say, we want to use the excuse that they lost their man over the P. Let me tell you that it feels the same, really. If you got feelings for a woman, it's going to feel the same. She's just going to look different. My mother told me that a long time ago. She said women are the same. They just got a different face. Okay? All the stuff I was telling you about, that's what's going to make your life different. Not the woman. It took me a long time to really realize this. Because I was the same way. I was like, man, these women are this, that. At the end of the day, man, they're women. They're women. They're women. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. Women are difficult, and I guess they're going to say men are difficult. But you really got to know wherever you're going, you really have to know what the place really has to offer for you. You got men. This is what it's all turned into. And I think Blizzard Broad said this today. He's right in my thinking. He didn't travel to Japan for a woman. He's not traveling for a woman. This is what we've broke traveling down to, and the destination that we want to end up based on the dating. That's crazy. You're going to lose every time with that thinking. You're going to lose every time with that thinking. I believe you said that today, Blizz. You was like, I'm a world traveler. I've been traveling around, but I don't travel for women. I don't travel to date and all that, you know. And you know, I was already thinking, like, we've just taken this wonderful, beautiful travel experience and, you know, just basically ripped it to shreds. You know, guys aren't going to some of the nicest places in the world because they can't get a woman there. Oh, you know, that's the first thing they're going to ask. How's the dating there? Wouldn't that be crazy to try to decide where your retirement destination is going to be? There's so many stories, guys, that you wouldn't. It does us no good to talk about them. We need to talk about the solutions. It's what we're talking about. Stop taking the advice. It's that simple. We live in an upside down world, man. When you do all of that, you work all those years. Look, guys, here's what I'll tell any woman over trying to give me advice. I pay my dues. You ain't paid no dues. Okay? If I lose my life savings, it's not going to mean you're not going to lose any sleep over it. I'm the one going to be thinking about blowing my brains out. You know, just be my eyes and ears. That's all. That's all, you know. Hey, what's going on? That's all I need for her to be. You know, let's ride off in the sunset together. But don't be talking to me about anything you don't have any experience with and you don't have no real knowledge about. And if you can't answer that question, how do you know? Show me the proof. Okay? Otherwise, you know, shut up, bitch. It can be a test all she won't. Okay, it can be a test all she won't. The minute she comes out and says, hey, a piggery. Okay, now you know I follow Jim's adventures. Jim's Asian Adventures, okay? You see what he did, right? He took financial advice from his wife, which she was broke. And he did a piggery. He built a big ass house, paid all that money for it, guys. I know he won't admit it, but I guarantee you he wish he had that money in his pocket right now. Okay. Hey, what's up, TJ? He said, popping in for a second. How y'all doing? And we doing good, man. I see, boy, Mika's really she's like a professional now on that pole. She's going to school for, pole dancing because Marilyn was amazed by that. I was like, she goes to school for that or something. She's been doing that for a long time. She's really got it together now. Marilyn said she's a professional now in a good way. And I said, yeah. He said, I think guys are being controlled by emotions. American men love to put on that cape and save them. Should we blame the culture? The culture is really preparing you for what's over here, Q. You make a good point, just like the guy made earlier. He said America's preparing these men for the women over here. And I'm saying, yeah, but in a good way. All the hell, you've seen it all over there. There's nothing really new that you're gonna see over here or experience. You're still on planet Earth. We're still dealing with human beings. You've been through the mud. You've been through the fire over there. It should prepare you for a place like this. You can't keep saying over and over, oh, he's whipped and all this and all that. And I get it. I've done my share of videos about the temporary insanity that happens to us when we get off the plane and we see us standing there. 5 foot. Flowing hair. Perfect skin. Skinny jeans on. Short shorts on. That 20 peso okay top. And you're like, what happened to me? Did I die and go to heaven? It could be your heaven, but more likely it's going to be your hell if you don't snap out of it. That's temporary, man. At some point, you got to wake up. But don't wake up broke. I mean, you can live over here, have a nice woman, nice relationship, nice life over here without going crazy. Okay, listen to this, guys. Does this make sense now? Okay, you've done everything. You've been through the fire. You've accomplished everything. You earn your dues over there. Why come over here and throw it all away? Once you make it over here, you made it. Okay, you can go, whoo, excuse me, I'm out of that over there. Look at all the money I've got and how it, goes further over here. I don't have to work. I can get up, anytime I want, sleep as late as I want, eat whatever I want. Having a woman beside you that you can trust, that's just the icing on the cake. Because this is your retirement. This isn't your retirement, ma'am. You need to keep quiet when it pertains to my retirement. Anything else, yeah, the language and showing, hey, let's go to Boracay and let's do this and that and what foods I should try and all that. Yeah, but when it comes to my retirement, shut up, bish. Okay? Shut up. Enjoy the ride. But you made it when you get over here. That's the attitude I had. I wasn't gonna mess it up. Because you hear guys all the time, oh, I'm never going back. Well, you're gonna go back if you get over here and act a damn fool. He said, hearing these stories make me think religion serves a purpose in keeping murders as an outlier and not the norm. He said, hearing these stories makes me think religion serves a purpose. Oh, okay, in keeping murders as an outlier, okay, and not the norm. I don't know, man. But it would be different, Roger, if these guys really were simps. Because simps is just so overused, it's subjective. When you make it over here, man, you've succeeded. You made it because everybody doesn't make it over here. You got a lot going for you if you're able, like the guy said, how can he save up money over there and have it all together over there and then come over here and give it all away? You've accomplished something if you're able to come over here, make it over here and leave everything behind. I wouldn't call you a simp. I would say that, maybe you didn't work enough on yourself, prepare yourself enough. Your plan wasn't good enough to come here. I can say that. He said, yeah, pinch yourself and get all over there. Yeah, wake yourself up. Yeah, what happened? He said, yeah, pinch yourself and get all over that fine shit. They know they got you if you're all about her beauty. Well, this is the thing. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Something's going on, man, that's really crazy. It's the craziest thing. Like I said, it's an upside down world when we're following young women who haven't accomplished anything. Why are we putting all this trust? What you're saying is that she knows more than you. See, we'll say this stuff all day long, this rhetoric that men and women are equal, which we are, in our pursuit of happiness and the right to exist, right? But then we come over here and make her superior. Well, I thought y'all was equal. Then treat her as an equal. He said, Smiley from New York, if you're looking at this stream, I'm saying, what's up, brother? Ain't seen you in a minute. By the way, they put an albacore in Lapu Lapu, chicken and waffles. Man, well, that place, the food is good or you got good business when you got two locations in the same mall. One on the ground floor and one on the third floor. Yeah, I love albacore. Can I say one more thing that probably makes sense to a lot of you guys? I wrote this down. I write this stuff down as I'm thinking about it. It says, they haven't lived long enough to do anything that's relevant. And if you're so weak that you're 72 years old and you haven't been able to conquer this P, you probably don't need to come over here then, or you're going to get everything that you deserve then. That's shame on you if you're still going crazy over that. After, how many pussies do you have to see to realize it's just an old piece of meat that's shaped like, that has the shape of a pie, bleeds once a month, they all the same, guys. But for some reason, it's all in our imagination. See, when you sitting there, you're lonely, you're isolated at home, your imagination starts working on you, and you think it's different. When she pulls her pants down, it's going to be different. No, it's the same thing. She's going to give it a haircut or not. Okay? Some of them stink, some of them don't. Some of them are loose, some of them are, still got some traction to them, but it's still the same thing. Okay? Take it from me. I'm 62. I've seen my share of pussies. And now if I see one that's actually shaped like a box, then, maybe I might lose my mind. Okay? Or if it ain't attached to some old crazy head woman, then I might lose my mind. But every pussy I seen was attached to a crazy ass woman that you had to deal with. He said, we make her superior. He said, what a line, Cal. That's the title of a video. Yeah, but that's what we do. We say we're equal. Solutions by. The men and women are equal, but we come over here, man. We make her. She starts running our life. Our lives. He said, guys, you don't have to go to extremes. Don't be a simp, but you ain't no pimp. Your problems with women are because you won't either or. Use some finesse and common sense unless you don't have either. You can come over here, man, and the hard work is behind you. You've left the matrix behind. Over here, man, Filipinos, I'm just talking about the Philippines. I live here. They're hospitable. You're welcome here. Man, that's a great place to start. Okay, you got your pension every month. You got money saved up. You in good health. You don't have to work. You don't have to vote and argue politics and all this other stuff. You don't even have to pay taxes over here. All you got to do is kick back and live the rest of your life to your choosing. But remember, it's your retirement. It's not hers. Stop letting these women take over your retirement. It's not hard to come over here and live the best life you've ever had. You know, but we just go crazy over a damn pussy like you ain't seen enough pussies in your life. Huh? You act like you ain't seen enough, man. If you seen one, you seen them all. What makes a difference is what they're attached to. Some women you can get along better with than others. But that's the only difference. He said splurge on simple things like eating out or a nice experience or getting a decent place to live that won't break you. He said once the money is gone, you're in trouble. There's no safety net for you. You know, if I'm going to go broke, Jabraz, let me be the one that's going to go broke. Let me spend the money. You know, let me drink up, smoke up, let me go gambling, let me have the time of my damn life because that's money I worked hard for. But to just give it away. I mean, go watch that video, guys. I'm telling you, it's either living abroad or Asia Now because he goes through the files and gets those videos from Rafi Twofold. It would take you forever to find. This guy, man, you feel for him. But the minute the woman starts talking, I got to cut it off. I got to cut it off. And I'm saying, these guys are going to think I'm making this shit up when this video uploads. They're going to think that I watched that video first. No, that happens all the time, guys. Here's this man was successful in Canada. Sold his house. Retired. Paid his dues. Worked all those years. Was able to move overseas. And he ended up falling in love and taking financial advice from a broke woman that he met on a dating site. A stranger. Well, we didn't say, I just said that. I said the difference is some of the women that the pussy is attached to, you can get along better with. Okay, they're decent people. But it's no, a pussy's still a pussy, man. They all attached to, and at some point, they're going to make you mad. You know, for whatever reason. I mean, you already know. You've got the experience. Cisco, you were married for all those years to a special woman. Just like I was married 18 years for a special woman until she wasn't. He said, Dr. Umar Johnson. Thanks for that super chat. This ain't you. Because I listened to you, man. You're comical. He said, what's up, Calvin? Let me ask you two questions, brother. Why haven't you donated to my school? Why didn't you move to the motherland and get a system? Where's options, brother Umar Johnson? Because I've got to weigh it all up. I was married to a beautiful black woman for 18 years. I've had my share of sisters. Okay, but remember, a pussy's a pussy. You know that. Okay. I'm 62 years old. I know that a pussy's a pussy, whether it's attached to a black woman, white woman, because they all crazy. Okay, I hate to tell you, but it's all crazy. They're all crazy. Ain't no one better than the other one. And you can rest assured this, Dr. Umar Johnson. If you see my kids, they black. Okay? He said Dr. Umar's in the house. That's funny, right? He said, keep the $5 for the school, brother. Yeah, hell, open it up. Hell, when he started taking donations for that school, hell, I was still in chasing the American dream. He says, after 24 years in the Army, he's a matrix. I don't want a woman telling me how to spend my money. As you said, they've never rubbed 2,000 pesos together. No, 2 pesos together. I want the soft landing, live happy and healthy. See, I think people are taking the wrong impression, Andrew. They thinking I'm saying that you're not going to need the woman over here. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you don't need to be taking advice from these women over here. That's all I'm saying. You're going to need her. Okay? You're going to need her help. You're going to need her knowledge and her information. But you are going to do just fine without her advice. Her financial advice, her relationship advice, her life advice. You're going to do just fine because guess what? You doing just fine. I was doing just fine for 55 years before I moved over here. So why all of a sudden now when I get over here I think that I need her advice? You don't need it. We convince ourselves. I know. No, he's not the real Umar Johnson because he ain't giving nobody nothing. He's asking. He ain't. Plus, hell, it's 11 o'clock over there. He'd be smoking crack. The real Dr. Umar Johnson probably somewhere in that little BS car filled with clothes and trash, smoking crack. He ain't on here. He ain't giving nothing away. He said, where's the school at, though? And, you know, people was like, this one guy got into the comments. He said, yeah, we want to be entertained. We don't want to be educated. I said, okay, I get it. But tell that to the guys who are going to come over here and end up losing everything. See, the guy, go in my comments. You'll see that, you know, you're talking about something totally different, brother. You know, it's not even entertaining to me. I mean, what's so entertaining? Most of the women are just sitting down now. You should flip that around. But you're an armchair bro. You're never going to make a move. You're not even going to take a step off your porch. Of course you want to be entertained because you're some kind of creep. Who wants to sit there and watch videos all day of some woman flapping her lips? You can't hardly even understand her. I never said these women, their information was bad, and I never said it was worthless. I said it's impractical for you. There's no way she's got anything that she can give you advice on. She has no experience, man. And what they'll do, though, you know, like I said, oh, this entertainment, oh, she's so sweet and everything. Not realizing that even though they don't even intend to hurt you, the information they're giving you is harmful, man. They think we're all the same. They think every man comes over here for a relationship. So they talk to us all like we're stupid. It doesn't matter if you got a college education or not. If you're a brilliant businessman or not, they all talk to us like we're stupid. So their whole conversation, they frame their whole conversation around relationships and women that they know nothing about. They like dicks. They don't even want the same thing you want. But they talk to us like we're stupid. They think they know us better than what they do. Yeah, they know more about you than you know about them, but that don't mean anything. That don't mean, lady, that you know me. One size don't fit all. We're different. Yeah, we come from all kind of different backgrounds and financial situations and cultures and stuff. At some point, man, you got to say, hey, I'm not listening to that. Okay. At some point, you got to say that. If you want to save your retirement, stop taking advice from these women over here. Now, some of y'all married to Filipinas that you met in the States. Well, she grew up in the States. She got something in common with you now. Some things in common. But these women have nothing in common with you. And you putting your whole retirement in their hands? Come on, guys. If she wants to enjoy your retirement with you, that's a good thing. But at the end of the day, it's your retirement. I'm sorry, it is, guys. These gas prices over here is crazy. I mean, crazy, crazy. I never thought I'd see it. Can somebody check? Let me see. Let me check the, let me check see if it's still over 60. Yeah, it's still over 60. 60.08 right now, the peso. He said, did you wear the dark shades? Hey, he was looking. No, he was looking. Better not let the wife catch him, though. Yeah, but that's right. That's right. That's what I'm saying. You got a whole different package. We want the original, not the crispy. But what I'm saying is, a lot of those guys, they met Filipinos over there, who know a little bit more, who have a little bit more in common than you. But we're living in some crazy times now when you got 70-year-old men coming over here following the advice of 20-something-year-old women. I've never seen anything like it in my life, man. I've never seen anything like it in my life. They're putting their whole life in the hands of these women who don't even have a life of their own. They haven't accomplished anything. They're too young. They made it. Okay, look, man, just go on. I don't have to say any names, guys. I can't watch 1 minute of any of them from the top down to the bottom because the shit's made up. They making the shit up, man. And y'all falling for it. Yeah, they see us all in the same, they put us all in the same basket. So they sit there and talk to you. Okay, if you think I'm playing, go on here after this live stream. Go on YouTube. Look at the women vloggers. Okay. They talk to you like you're in kindergarten or something. All of them. They talk like you're in the first grade. That's how they talk to you. They're not giving you any real good advice. How can they? They have no experience to give you that. What's up? He said, morning, Cal. Some men go so crazy over it. Women walk around like theirs is made of gold. I'm still waiting to cash it in at the pawn shop. That's what Willie D said. He said, you think your pussy's made of gold, but it's not. You can't get a dime for it at the pawn shop. They know the ones, okay, that they can control. Because the minute you come over here and that's all you want and that's all you're talking about, your whole life centers around it, she's like, well, hell, that's all I got to do? I don't even have to give him no advice. And I can get everything he's got. Not realizing that that's made for you. It's not like she's doing anything extraordinary. Now, when she starts working that throw, that's different. But when you just going crazy over the P, because if you seen one, you seen them all. I don't care. You can lie to yourself. And all of them are just right next to an old funky booty. You ain't got nothing special, man. Y'all making women think they got something special. Right next to an old damn booty. But I forgot to tell y'all about the bus fare over here. Because remember, everything's going up. Okay? It's two pesos per kilometer now, more than what it was before. Well, see, this is what I said. This is different, though, but you're not going to get any advice like that. You're going to get, this is knowledge that only she can give you and information. You need her help. He said, I don't mind getting cultural advice, but I didn't come over here to be bossed around. You know, you don't know the language. You know, you don't know where you're going. You don't know anybody. So you need her to be your eyes and ears. But you don't need an advisor, guys. You don't need an advisor. You can take the same common sense you've used all those years over there that made you so successful and just use it over here. Okay, don't throw it out the plane window when the flight takes off. Yeah, he said there's definitely a hierarchy when it comes to throat. When you get an unbelievable talent, it hurts to lose that. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, you can enjoy my retirement with me, but I'm not going to take any advice from you. Certainly no throat advice. He said, it ain't like you be reading my stuff anyway. LL, you be charging my questions. I didn't, man, so many people on here today. I'm sorry, brother. Yeah, he said 60 peso exchange rate. Cal, go get that bus. He said there's a national transportation strike today. Well, hell, they didn't get it. Um, they didn't get the memo today. I had to go to the grocery today. Hell, the tricycles are lined up out there, man. That's real talk. Hey, Sam's Travel Adventures, thanks for that super chat. He said, what got us here will keep us there. No need to change now. This is what I'm saying, Sam. This is perfect. This is what I'm talking about. The hard work is behind you. You've done everything. If you can make it over there, you can certainly make it over here. Because the guy Vince Lawson, he said something. It made a lot of sense to me. He said, Unc, you know, a lot of times men have everything over there, but a woman, okay, well, just put the woman in here and keep on rolling. Don't let that blow your retirement up. We're talking about your retirement, something that everybody who's not retired right now is thinking about. The day that they can retire, that they can, you know, kick back, kick off their boots, and come and go as they please. When it's snowing outside, they can just, you know, cuddle up even more in the bed, or raining, or whatever it is. There's no quotas. There's no clocks to punch. He said, Cisco, right. He said, there's a brother out here that writes for about 4 vloggers for their scripts. It isn't paid with money. Yeah, I mean, they talk to us all like we're the same. Some men are coming over, okay, like Cisco. I keep mentioning Cisco because it goes into what I'm saying. He came over here with his wife. So what advice do they have for him? Yeah, he said, shout out to the Afro man. He won the civil suit against him. Yeah, the police going to bum rush his house and do a double take at that lemon meringue pie. And he made a video about it, and they tried to sue him. Okay, Rashad. He said, loneliness is why we do it. Okay, but here's what I'm saying, Q. This is the advice I'm giving you. Work on yourself more before you get over here. Hell, they just, they're busting Vietnamese massage parlors every day, twice on Sunday over there. Go get you a damn massage with a happy ending. Once a week, a couple of times a month. Get rid of that loneliness. Get a plan together. But you guys are getting on the dating site, talking to these women a whole year 2 years before you ever make it to your destination. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Then getting in these long distance relationships, it's just crazy, man. It's like, uh, haven't you learned anything over 70 years? I mean, like, damn, man. If y'all don't hear nothing else, you made it when you get over here. You left a burning house over there only to come over here and set yourself on fire. That doesn't make sense to me. That's a waste of gasoline, guys. It's a lot of truckers because, hell, they earning that money. They got them flexible schedules, a lot of them. But a lot of them, they suffer from that loneliness and isolation out there on those roads, man. I tip my hat to them because they don't get half the credit they deserve. You know, as far as the goods and services, man, that they be carrying, man, around from coast to coast and everywhere in between. But they get hit, because a lot of times you hear a lot of the guys who are truckers, they have some of the saddest stories, man. Like I said, the guy who gave the woman $250,000. I don't know what and it wasn't like his family wasn't, they were trying to put up the stop sign, they were really pushing back against him. But what's so crazy about that situation is he had never really, he hadn't done the taste, touch, and smell test. He's just chatting. He's trusting the woman to manage his retirement for him. Guys, don't do that. Here, you get it all together for me. No, you do that. It's your retirement. She has no skins in the game. She's not gonna lose one bit of sleep if she messes that money up. She's gonna have an excuse. But to put your life savings in the hand of a woman who's never even, Merlin said 10,000 is a lot. And I gotta agree. I'm talking about the women we're dealing with. Women we deal with are some of the lowest earning people over here. That's why they're on the dating site. They're not on there looking for love. They're not on there looking for love. That's a lie. Okay, that's something else to put in your pipe and smoke it. And put that in your Rolodex. File that away. She's not on that dating site for love. That's a lie. Now, and I'll argue with any of them about I ain't looking for no damn love. He said, man, that Patreon video, you need to do a whole live. My man in the DR said husbands are doing the rentals in the barrios with the unknowing Tyrone thinking he struck gold. Scratch my head. Sad, it's worldwide. Yeah, in those places like that. But you can't convince people of that. Look, guys, I'm going to tell y'all something. This is really where I got my my title from today, man. Merlin's brother is here staying with us because his woman is, on a rendezvous with a foreigner, man. And I just feel sorry for him, man. My heart breaks for him because he really not for that, man. He really loves the woman. But, what do you say to somebody like that? So I don't say anything. But I just don't understand. There's no way I would deal with that. Under no circumstance. I just have to work 2 jobs. I'd have to starve or something. But now you ain't going to go out and let some old ornery foreigner blow your back out. You're going to suck his damn balls dry and then come breathing on me. But I feel sorry for him, man, because he's a good guy. But, I don't know, guys, That's just crazy, man. Yeah, we got to work on ourselves, man. We got to prepare for what's over here, but we don't do it. you know, yeah, Marcus, it's true. Just show the same discipline and that you had over there, over here, or the same due diligence that you did over there, over here, because you've made it, guys. Y'all don't understand. When you leave the rat race, the real rat race, the matrix in America, and you make it to a place like the Philippines, where really the table's set for you. It's like, okay, you're welcome here. You see what the guy said when I said, are you mad at America for starting that war in the Middle East? He said, no, we love America. He said, but the war makes it hard on everybody. They wear their hearts on their sleeve. They'll let you know right away how they feel about you, man. That's a good place to start. But we throw it all away, man. By being ignorant, man, going all out for some damn pussy, man. Look, guys, if you seen one, you seen them all. An old piece of meat attached to an old crazy ass woman. Okay? And you gotta, pay for it, negotiate, and all the other shit we gotta do for it. It bleeds once a month and all that. Some of them stink, some of them don't. But if you seen one, you seen them all, man. Don't lose your man over that. Don't lose your retirement over that. It's not worth it. And it's nothing, a pussy's nothing unless a dick is stuck up in it. So if she want to play all them games, okay. Eventually somebody's going to be poking it. You're not going to make a fool out of me. Yeah, shout out to all the truckers. He said, Cal, it ain't Frank Ellis. Oh, let me go back. What is he saying? I missed something. Hey, thank you, man. Shout out to your girlfriend. I appreciate that. He says the fourth quarter, he says some guys rather risk losing money than a lifetime companion. What do you mean? Someone who they can talk to about how the day went. But I don't understand. You said some guys rather risk losing money and have a lifetime companion. We're not saying there's anything wrong with having a woman over here, man. And you're certainly going to need her help. She's going to be your eyes and ears. That's what you need. But you don't need her to be your advisor. 100% of the men who are losing their money over here, these women aren't coming up with pistols and guns, robbing us. They're giving you fucked up financial advice. Q? 100% of them. They're giving you financial advice. You're either seeking it or you're taking it from women who are unemployed. They don't have any money. He said, I agree, Cal, with them not looking for love, but you think the woman doing the mail order bride were any different? It's the same thing, Q. I mean, Kamal, I already told you that. These are the same companies. You don't believe me? Cherry Blossom? Look at the history of Cherry Blossom. It was a mail order bride magazine, but when they made it illegal, they had to transition. But see, it's not even about the woman. Okay? It's not even about it's about you. It's your retirement. All you have to do, come over here, build the life that you want, that you desire. Whether it's by the beach, you may like the city life. Okay, whatever it is, you might have the condo, you may be in the province, you might have a house, wherever it is, get it together. Okay, then you bring the woman in and say, okay, we can ride off in the sunset together, because all I need you to do is just to be my eyes and ears, just be my helper. That's all. We're equal. I'm not going to take advantage of you, but I don't need your advice. I don't need your advice. I made it this far in my life without your fucked up business advice. You don't have a plan. Don't y'all realize when I built this house, don't you know the first engineer I talked to, don't you know he came to me with the design for my house on a damn napkin? But that was a red flag to me. I'm like, dude, I didn't even say nothing to him. I'm over here in Malwani, the same place where I end up talking um, with the guy the engineer who eventually built the house. But he had everything laid out, the schematics, everything. This guy, what he didn't have, he was drawing while we're having dinner. That's the same thing that happened to you over here. All you got to do is look for the red flags. It's like, this is all I got, man. That's all you got is your retirement money. Okay? Red flags and warning lights should be going off everybody you talk to about money, but it's not. Because you want to use, oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, look at she does this and does that for me. My antennas was up and they were on. I'm like, do you really think I'm going to let you build my house, man? And then come to find out, this is no lie. And you can ask Marilyn if you think I'm lying. About 2 or 3 days later, we're in the tricycle going to the gym because for some reason it's raining or whatever. And I'll be damned if he ain't on the dope stroll. He's on the dope stroll over here trying to buy some shabu. What's up, brother? Glad you could join us, man. I appreciate it. Well, I would talk about other things. He said, your boy Dodge. He said, I'll be starting my channel and focus on what it's like to be married to a Filipino and making a move to the Philippines. Well, see, that's the problem. We really don't need that information. I mean, we don't have to reinvent the mousetrap. Okay? We have to stop making it about the woman. It's not about the woman. It's about you. It's about your retirement. It's not about her. Okay? Her motives is different than yours. What she's in it for is different than yours. I'm not a woman, so I don't know what she wants for real. But I know that she likes dicks, and I don't. Okay, I know she's in it for money. I'm not. I'm in it for companionship and stuff like that. She's not in it for that. He says, I feel it's best to meet a Filipino where you are than move. You mean in America? No way. Once they're over there, no, they're ruined. If you think Filipinos is crazy, hell, give them an American culture added to that. Man, a Western woman ain't got nothing on that. A modern woman ain't got nothing on that. He said, damn, dating in Southeast Asia is dangerous. The woman's ex is watching and he can get rid of you for the cheap. What are you talking about? The woman's ex is watching. Well, this is why, first of all, y'all don't take advice from people who you should be taking advice from. I told you a long time ago, leave these married women alone. All you got to do is just think about it. Think it all the way through. It's never a good scenario. I don't care what they tell you. And when you say that, people who are with married women, they'll say you're hating on them. Nobody's hating on you. You don't have to follow any advice we give you. We're just saying we got to put that out there and let you know that it's a recipe for disaster, because even if she really is split with the man, now you got to pay for that expensive ass annulment, and you got to wait all those years. And you don't know the other side of the story. He may still be in love. She may have ran off from him. You don't know the reasons they broke up. What kind of relationship is she coming out of? And you want to jump right in there. It might have been a toxic relationship. I don't know. He said, Cal, what was the hardest thing for you to adjust to in the Philippines? probably the slow, methodical pace of everything. Because other than that, man, this is why people come to the Philippines. Buildings can't talk back to you, man. Buildings have no feelings, and bridges and nightclubs and all that stuff, right? The things people claim that they go to these fancy places for. When I came here, man, the people really engaged with me. Filipinos are going to engage with you. It's not like, as much as I love Vietnam, I have to stay over there a lot longer. It wasn't warm. It wasn't warm. I'm talking about when I went to Thailand the first time, it wasn't warm. When I came to the Philippines the first time, it was warm. I'm talking about the people, the reception and everything. This is why people stay here. It's not all that fancy stuff they talk about. But what drove me crazy, it just takes too long to do certain stuff, man. Anything. And, they call it Filipino time, and, there's just no, the time doesn't mean anything to them. If you say, this last time when Norton Williams and his girlfriend was over here, right? Well, they said, hey, we're going to take y'all out to dinner. So I said, okay, I'm going to go on and go with them because, they said 6 o'clock or 6:30. And I was the only one ready. So I went in with them. Hell, they didn't come to 7:30. That's something you got to get used to. But it didn't make me mad. I'm feeling embarrassed because I know he's not used to being over here. I'm getting used to it. It don't bother me. But I felt bad for him. He's sitting there, him and his girlfriend, waiting, for my family to show up. And I'm saying they're going to show up, when they show up. If you have a birthday party, you tell them 3, but really have it start at 5. It's just little stuff like that. But that's nothing. Now, you talking about a trade-off. That's a very small trade-off for what you're really going to get. If I want to go to the metropolis, hell, I'm 2 hours from Vietnam, 3 hours from Bangkok. I'm talking about some of the just unbelievable cities in the world. He said, Hunk, you got to put us on your exercise regimen one day. I've got a few on there. I'll do another one. Because believe it or not, I'm going today. It's going to be my first day. I'm going to take boxing lessons. And I was going to do it anyway. But the universal law is real. I had already put it out there in the universe. I'm like, I need to take some boxing lessons and give me, another workout and something else to do, right? Well, I'll be damned if I didn't turn on and Austin Holloman is over in Sri Lanka taking boxing lessons. See, that was my push. That was the universe saying, yeah, that was a good idea. Go ahead and do it. So today's going to be my first day. What's up, Clint Dow? Yeah, a napkin. No, he didn't just get out of prison. This is just what's going to be, you're going to be confronted with some of the same stuff over here, except it's going to be with a woman. You're going to be able to see right through it, but if you're not paying attention, if you haven't prepared for it, you're going to be like, lady, why are you telling me, you don't even have a bank account. You're telling me what bank that I should put my money into and this and that. He said there's underground fights there, I found out. What do you mean, here? But I don't know about his situation. I don't really watch his channel. You said he's married to you said he's with a married woman. He said, yeah, Cal, Jogo Wonder took a married woman from the Philippines to Thailand on a vacation. That's dangerous and reckless. Well, I can't say that, really. I mean, because I don't know him. I don't know his situation. I'm just saying that I wouldn't deal with a married woman over here. It's just too many dynamics involved, man. It's just too many women to to have to deal with that. He said, Cal, boxing is my form of passion. You're going to love the workout. I just don't spar anyone unless you're ready to be humbled. Yeah, that's why, man, why do you guys, y'all think exactly what I think? I was in there brushing my teeth, and I was like, I know they're going to ask me at some point, do I want to spar? And I'm like, no, because if you hit me in my face, I'm going to shoot you. And I'm going to say that with a straight face. No, I'm not. I'm in it just for the exercise and, the self-defense, because I be watching these videos on YouTube and, and when I see myself boxing, I'm like, I'm doing everything wrong that they tell you don't do. I want to learn some stuff that can catch, a person, to keep them off of me, to defend myself. No, I'm serious. If I'm just doing it just to get in shape and, like I said, give me something else to do, because I ain't gonna lie, man. Now that everything's going up, it's time to really button down, man, with your finances. Try to find some things to do that don't really cost a whole lot. See, boxing lessons here is only 150 pesos a day. So I'll go Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And there's no obligation, but it's only 150. Going out here walking in Central Mall is free. Going to the gym is 50 pesos a day. It's a lot of stuff. When you live in a tropical paradise like the Philippines, it's a lot of things you can do for little or no money, man. You just got to learn what to do. But now that everything's going to go up, man, I'm telling y'all now, I don't even know about, this is just a guess. My next electric bill is probably going to be somewhere around 15 to 20,000. Okay? Because they were getting ready to raise rates anyway. Before this Iran war, now with the fuel prices, it automatically affects the electric prices. I'm looking at 15 to 20 for a long time. Okay? Gasoline in Maryland's motorcycle. Rice. The people next door, the rice went up already. The cooking gas went up already. Everything's went up already, man. So that's another thing you need to start working on when you come over here or wherever you're going. It affects the whole world. That's why I said, I hope that this war is over, because too many innocent people suffering, man. That's all I'm saying. What is he talking about? He said, can I start a gym there? Yeah. Yeah, but you got a lot of competition, man. Filipinos, that's one thing that shocked me. He says, Cal, does rock engineering only work in your area, or can he build in other locations? Well, the last I talked to rock engineering, it was only here. He says, you should be able to debate. I don't have to debate. I don't know what you're talking about. You never said anything that I didn't agree with. But remember, guys, we're not on here to agree or disagree. I don't create content for you to agree or disagree. You've got an opinion, so let me have one. Can I have one? I don't understand what you're talking about, or who you're talking about in this. Maybe you're talking to somebody else. I mean, but you've got a YouTube channel. But I don't understand. You couldn't be talking to me, because I don't remember saying anything to you. Maybe I did. Y'all don't understand. It's a lot of people I be going back and forth with, but it's not to debate. No, I don't have to debate with you or anybody else. Why can't we just have a conversation? We're infatuated with being right in America. That's why Trump won't surrender. I can't watch those Senate hearings and stuff. Those people sitting up there lying. They still won't admit that there was a United States bomb that killed those little kids over there. Americans, we're infatuated with being right, man. We just won't admit it when we're wrong, man. We just gotta be right. So we argue. We're some of the most argumentative people on the planet. No, I don't see anybody else arguing, man, but us. I've been over here on and off for 17 years. We're the only ones that you see arguing. Hey, Drew, thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal, I watched the Google exec talk about AI replacing customer service jobs. He mentioned the Philippines. How devastating would those lost jobs be, in your opinion? I would be very devastating. This war is devastating. You don't have to wait for AI. This war is devastating. You see all the Filipino OFWs being sent back home? Thousands, man. That's millions of US dollars right there. But yeah, to that point, you're right, because some of those jobs, those telemarketing jobs and the BPO industry where they're talking about, are some of the highest paying jobs. Those young people, if you go to IT Park in Cebu and different places, you'll see it's a whole level of workers there. These aren't the women on the dating site. Okay. I would be shocked to see them on there because they're earning good money. Their boyfriend probably earning good money. They're living in a lot of those condominiums and stuff. They're living good. They're earning a lot of money every month and get bonuses and things like that. And you'll see what I'm talking about when I say that there's a certain segment of women in the population here who are even on those dating sites who would even take that chance to get on those dating sites, man. They're dangerous. Those dating sites, man, ain't nothing to play with, guys. I used to do meet and greets all the time, but honestly, man, with all the work that you put in to that stuff, people won't show up. You do it for them. It's not to meet me. It's so we can all meet each other and gain some connections and stuff like that. I'm going to do one either the end of this month or the first week in April, though. And if people show up, they show up. But that's really the problem. I mean, if you came to the meet and greet that we had in DeVal, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's no telling how much money TJ spent. People wouldn't show up. I mean, he laid it out. You're not going to have I don't care who's having a meet and greet, because most meet and greets are just, let's meet at a such and such restaurant and, and just talk. Man, he set it out. He had the DJ, he had the open bar, the food. We were on the 32nd floor, the infinity pool. Nobody even went swimming. Okay? But a lot of times, you go through that stuff like when we set it up. Did I set that up? Yeah, I set that up. I said, no, my buddy set that up in Siquijor. It was okay, but, it's like, guys, we go through a lot of trouble to do that stuff. And then they always ask you, when you going to have another meet and greet? Man, you're not coming. Why you keep asking me that? You're not coming. He says, I was literally typing the same thing, bro. Man, it's crazy how in 15 to 20 years, AI will take over 40% of industries. At some point, no jobs will be available. Well, if we know that for real and you really believe that, Q, then what are you doing about it right now? Are you really getting yourself prepared for that? And anybody that's talking about moving overseas somewhere in 2 or 3 years, what are you doing other than working and saving money to get yourself ready for that transition? Because it takes more than that. Really, to have a good life in the Philippines, you got to be strong, man, to really take advantage. You don't want to be like a lot of the guys who are over here. They're not in good physical condition. They really can't enjoy the Philippines. So they sit around and complain, and they're really more miserable here than they were at home. You got to be strong here, man, to really enjoy the place. That's why when you see guys that are in good shape and working out and everything over here, they're happy. They're happy. What isn't it to like about the Philippines? This is what people don't understand. You can sit here and come up with, I could pick this place apart. I didn't work my whole life and then move over here to do that. That's crazy. That's insanity. When you see people doing that, like, man, are you crazy? Are you in your right mind? You worked all those years over there on that concrete, on that factory floor over there, only to come over here and talk about this place? Man, you better be on one of these beaches somewhere. He says, I met my girlfriend here in Australia. She was not heaps westernized, but pretty influenced, no doubt. Yeah, now how did she get over there? Kent, Kento TV, Kentot Vlogs, or is that how you pronounce that? How did she get there? See, that's what would scare me about meeting a Filipino in my home country. How did you get here? That would be the first question I ask. Because I don't want some woman that's already been beat up by some Western man. That's just me, man. I'm sorry, that's just me. They said Cal has more hard time coming to the Philippines because AI will automate all those customer service jobs in about a year. They won't exist in 2 years. Yeah, I don't lose any sleep thinking about that because something's going to happen. You got to understand, I hate to use the word resilient because it just means that Filipinos deal with this shit over and over. I know they're tired of it, but they are. They're tough as nails. If you're going to go through hard times, you go through hard times here because they can take it. It's not like in the stock market crash in 1930, people were jumping out of high-rise buildings and stuff when they lose their life savings. They'll start from scratch. They'll make it work some kind of way. But I would be real shaky about meeting a woman in my country, man. That'd be the first question I ask. I'm funny like that. What I don't know won't hurt me, but if I know, because some guys, they met a woman after the marriage. They're expats. They met a woman after the marriage to the foreigner who brought her over there didn't work. I don't want that because I know how hard that, they try to do their part, that they try to earn their stripes and, you know what I'm saying. And my imagination's too messed up for that. He said, Cal first got interested in Samoa when you had that meet and greet there. Last month I finally got there and it's a beautiful place. That would be the reason I put Davao up there, man. TJ even took us there. I'm not finished yet, man. Because some of the best times, Cisco, that I've had in the Philippines when I was somewhere near a beach. When we lived in Siquijor Island, man, I thought I died and went to heaven. I didn't have to do anything else. I didn't notice, because Maryland was like, when we were there, they were having power problems, water problems. I didn't notice it, man. All I noticed was that beach in my backyard, basically. That's all I noticed. And I'd walk up and down it, man. I could do that every day and never miss a day. And that would be the life I wanted. I was already in Boracay. I was already in Panglao Bahal because I was there. I was in the tourist area. The money that I saved was unbelievable. He said, maybe you need to bring some women to those meet and greets. But see, believe it or not, in Siquijor, I did. Maryland bought like 5 or 6 women with her from the gym. Nice looking women. Gym women that work out and get nice bodies and shapes. Guys ain't gonna show up, man. You know. But what I may do, I mean, the reason I say is because as nice as that was, man, I'm like, I can never duplicate what TJ did. And I'm saying, well, hell, the biggest one I had was in Cebu. The biggest ones when Derek Q hooked them up at Morning Glory Grill. It was like 60 something people. Edinburgh, what was the name? Cafe Edinburgh or something like that. About 55 or 60 people showed up. He said, I've been in Manila for 2 weeks now. Everything is great. Luckily, my girlfriend lived outside of the Philippines for 8 years. And her mindset is totally different from the poor ladies from the dating site. Well, still don't. But you got to understand something, though. Even though she's cut from the same cloth, she's grown from the same soil, Dan. This is what we always say. Oh, my girlfriend's different. No, she's not. She still eats with her hands. She still eats rice with every meal and eats balut. And if you don't, and if she doesn't, then you don't have a Filipino girlfriend. We're not knocking them women. We're just saying don't take financial advice from them. Okay, that's all we're saying. But everybody wants to be different. Their woman wants to be different. Your woman ain't no different, man. She's giving you advice she ain't got no business giving you. We're not saying that we don't need their help and they don't have good information and all of that. We're saying that you don't need to be taking advice from them. And you certainly don't need to be relying heavily on the advice that they're giving. Okay, listen to her. But you got to make the final decision on your own. You've been making it all your life. Why all of a sudden get over here and it be different? Why would you let a young woman like that control you anyway? She hasn't accomplished anything. Why are you following her around and taking her suggestions and her advice and letting her lead? She hasn't accomplished anything of relevance for you to do that. You're making her superior to you. You're saying that a woman half your age knows more than you know. It's fake. It's not true. But love will make you do that. For you to think you in love. What are you talking about? He says, I don't like how crowded it is and almost zero huge hiking trails. Have you ever been to St. Carlos City? Man, you crazy. Do you know outside of these urban cities, man, that's all the Philippines is? It's like a big farm. It's surrounded by nothing but beautiful mountains. This place is surrounded by nothing but beautiful mountains. We got one of the highest peaks that you think if you're such a great hiker, you'd be hard pressed to finish over here. Right here in little bitty St. Carlos City. It's a little bit outside here, maybe a 20-minute ride outside, but it's a tourist attraction. But you don't even have to leave St. Carlos City, Maryland, to take you to a place. She took me. It's just right up the street here. You'll be huffing and puffing to get up there. This has to be somebody who doesn't have a whole lot of experience with the Philippines for you to make a statement like that. The Philippines is mostly rural. Once you get outside, 25% of the population is in Manila. Okay? That's why it's so crowded in Manila. Okay, 1 in 4 Filipinos are there. So if you just leave outside of Manila, you're going to find plenty hiking trails and stuff. Plus, you got to understand that, man, there's always either a marathon or some type of. I just helped sponsor a guy. He ran over 100 miles over 3 days. Them ultra marathons and Iron Man contest here in the Philippines. Man, put some respect on the Philippines. Yeah, this is one of the first things one of the first lessons I learned just from, my own experience of being with women and how, they want to do their part. They want to earn their stripes. They want to say, okay, this is what I'm bringing to the table. They love hard. If a Filipino's into you, you never have to worry about it. If you're sitting there right now, if you're worried about whether that woman is into you or not, she's not. Okay, just knowing that they'll bend over backwards and touch their heels for you. That's enough to make me say, no, I don't want to deal with a woman who's already been with a foreigner before. Because I know how ornery we are. I know that we're going to push them to the limits. We're going to take them all the way there and back and then take them again. And you just don't want that. And then you know that it probably ended bad. The relationships between Filipinos and foreigners, they don't end good. So she's going to have all that built up inside of her. And, you're going to pay for what he did or didn't do. She's not going to fully appreciate you because when you take her somewhere, like it's guys who we talk all the time. And I say, hey, look, man, you claim that you're listening to me, but you're not. Because once they wrap them legs around you, they're messing with women who've been with foreigners before, even married to foreigners before, even got kids with foreigners before. And I'm like, dude, she ain't showing you her true colors yet. It's going to come out. You may be living in his memory. I'll be damned if I'm going to come 8,000 miles and be a rebound. But some of you guys, your low self-esteem, your self-esteem is so low. Get yourself together before you come over here, man. You're the prize over here. Don't let them tell you you're not. A woman on the date, and so I'm going to say this, I get off of here. She may have one or two men who are going to come over here and make that brutal flight and spend all that money to come and visit her for 2 weeks. Okay, unless she ends up with one of these men who's already over here. But you, on the other hand, what she's bringing, that's 10,000 women, 10,000 other women who are offering the very same thing in the same fashion that she's offering it. And this is what you don't understand. But we have such low self-esteem, man. We coming over settling for just outright pigs, some of these guys. Hogs. Ducks. You're like, dude, why in the world would you come all the way over here and settle for that? You deserve better, man. But I can't tell you that. I can't convince you of that. I can't convince you of that. I'll be like, you gave all your money to that? I'd be mad too. You're going to give that woman 15 million pesos? Gotta be out of your mind. You gotta be out of your mind. But yeah, thank y'all so much for your super chat, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders, man. I really appreciate it, guys. These are conversations, man. We're not debating anybody. Debating for what? You're not even over here. And what's the point of debating? All you're going to do, okay, you're going to win the argument. You're going to walk away with a headache. We're just trying to help each other. We know that you're a grown man. We know that we can't tell you what to do. We're just trying to give you some information that will make your results better. Because when you think about it, guys, you're coming all the way over here. When's the last time you heard of a Filipino flying all the way, or how many do it, from the Philippines to America to visit you and spend all that money? And when you get there, you don't have to spend anything. How many? Very few, if not none. Okay? I'm just saying. We're trying to make sure that you have a good retirement, which is, it's very easy to have a great retirement in the Philippines. It's all set up for you. The people are warm and welcoming. They're really warm and welcoming here. How much better of a starting point do you need than that? Look at the weather. It never gets cold over here. The natural beauty. The cost of living is lower, even though it's going up because of the war. You don't have to work, guys. You don't have to argue with people over Trump and Biden and all that other stuff, right? You can really live your best life over here if you prepare properly. If you get yourself together before you come over here. And if you stop taking advice from these women over here.